another fight, and now we have people to talk to.
What a sorry excuse for a general Henry is. Drunk as a dwarf again, going on and on about his lost arm. The more liquor disappears down his throat, the more he can still feel it. Wish he had a phantom tongue instead of a phantom limb.
Okay, so everybody's bickering. Let's go to the bar first. See what everybody has to say.
Triumph begets triumph, it seems. There's just no stopping you, is there?
How do you think the war's going?
Wouldn't you say? The end is perhaps not yet in sight, but victory is looming along the horizon like a mist out at sea. Let us hope, unlike the fog, it shan't evanesce. If you wish.
Okay, what do you think of everyone?
He's in a class of his own, there's no doubt about it. A brilliant mind, but in my opinion, a flawed one as well. He styles himself as superior to everyone else, and that would be just fine if he weren't a man. Or a bigot.
So, you don't like him because he thinks he's better than everyone else, but you'd be fine with him being better than everyone else if he was a woman.
I have many friends and enemies that are dwarves or elves or imps, and never have I seen evidence the one is inherently more smart or stupid than the other.
Except for
In
apparently
Edmund's
men
mind,
are dumber.
though, we are all on par with cattle, which is simply infuriating, if you wish.
Okay.
General Henry is the typical man who thinks of himself as an alpha male, whereas he is of course an alpha mongrel. He has the refinement of an inbred orc, and the manners to match, but he is a more than adequate officer once the trumpets herald war. Indeed, if he were a bit less brazen and a bit more calculated in his conduct, he might well come to rival Eerie Edmund.
Okay, so what's everybody have to say?
Well, the Dragon Commander himself. Come, sit, drink with me. Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
I think your arm is ridiculously cool,
but you'd take to the right too if you had an imp apparatus.
I guess we don't like it. So
Never
let's find out how it
told you
happened.
I came by this eyesore, did I? 'Twas during the great and glorious last stand to save the Empire. Horseshit. We fought like lions so that the king, your bloody father, could scarper with what riches he could hold. But my soldiers did their duty. They died where they stood, and I was left for dead. Want of an eye and an arm. Not that any of it mattered. The king's head was shown decorating a stake, like star crowns will the pines come midwinter night. Defeat. Bah. Luckily, a touch of the malt can relieve its bitter taste.
So, we can actually say, if they should come for me, you can scarper too. I have no use for a general with any more prosthetic limbs. Or despite your dislike of my father, you stood your ground in your duty. I hope I'll gain your respect, so you'll stand by me too should the situation arise.
You have the respect of Maxos, and that certainly speaks in your favor. But you'll need to come a long way yet to prove unto me you're not just another pampered prince he yanked away from his mother's teat. So what'll you have then? Mead or milk?
Okay, so he wants
Don't
to...
be offended by that last little comment, Commander. 'Twas kind of you to say I did my duty. The word meant something to me back in the day. Don't be
Okay, what do you have to say?
To be in the thick of battle. With you calling the shots, it's a joyride rather than a jeopardy. As far as I can tell, our enemies are quaking firmly in their boots.
What do you think of the other generals?
Bit stuck up, ain't she? That's what a royal title will do to you. She used to be a proper queen and everything, with an entire country at her beck and call. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Me? I don't care for any of that rot. You got nothing. You got nothing to lose. About whom, Commander?
What do you think of Edmund?
Shifty son of a bitch, isn't he? Acting all high and mighty all the time, calling imps idiots, dwarfs dullards, that sort of thing. Makes you wonder if there's a single thing he's not intolerant of. About
and what do you think of Henry?
Excellent chap, that one. Likes his jokes dirty and his liquor plenty. 2 peas in a pod, me and him. Well, on and off, that is. Can fight like a demon unleashed as well. Best to have him on our side.
Did we get
victory,
your...
if you wish.
Yes, you.
She could stand to be a bit more ladylike in her ways, and many consider her resistance to authority counterproductive in a military setting. But she's wily as a wizard, and tough as mithril nails. Don't ask me why, but I have the feeling she's a troubled girl somehow. A girl, yes. Hardly a woman as yet. None of my business, of course.
So you think
She
you're
is
better?
here,
Basically,
and she's
everyone
willing to
thinks they're
fight
better
for
than everyone
Riverline.
else, and that's
all that really...
what do you
Don't
think?
be
No, okay. What about going back to our buddy here?
What a sorry excuse for a general, Henry.
Oh, okay, he didn't have anything to say. Engineering bay, we'll see if we can build some more units. We have 9. Anti-air turret, I feel like I might need soon. What can we get? Troopers can move quicker. Transports are armored. Warlocks can cloak. Mortar turret, zeppelins. Increase firing range of nearby units. Ironclad. Passive non-mass cloaked units. I don't actually know any of these if they are, like if I can just set them to be activated on their own, or... Okay, so it is a, No, we'll go for a Zeppelin. Buy a Zeppelin right now. Then we'll close, go to the Royal Chambers, see if I can get any upgrades.
Praise be that I know it shall be my honor.
What have you researched? I'd love to get Acid Blaze or some of these, but suppose I'll take Rejuvenation, heal up. That might not be bad. And let's go to the throne room and see what everybody has to
Commander,
say.
it is imperative that we should win the war. For our enemies are godless heathens in need of annihilation.
This is
To hasten this
conscription.
process, I therefore propose we introduce conscription. For why have young, able-bodied men sit around or do menial tasks when they could be serving in your armies instead?
So you want to introduce conscription. Race's attitude towards you determines how much support you will receive in combat when fighting in their lands. Listen to counselors to hear their point of view regarding the issue at hand. After making a decision, you'll be able to find out how happy or angry they are about your choice.
Here's an imp's perspective, Commander. More soldiers equals bigger battles, and bigger battles equals more explosions. Win-win. Granted, it's a bit of a simplistic perspective.
So
but
imps
will have their
want
fun,
us
you know.
to conscript people.
I don't think conscription is a very good idea, Commander. Not only should a life of soldiery be an individual's choice rather than an obligation, but by drafting so many young men into the army, you're draining our economical reserves. So please don't forget your political obligations because of your military ones.
Okay, so we have 1 yes and 1 no. And this is the thing. This is quite the most interesting part. Many people will say about Divinity is that there's actually a lot of social maneuvering and stuff, and how you go about things. Things will how you go about. Not your missions. How you go about these events will actually change kind of how you play.
Conscription may have somewhat of an ill ring to it, Commander, but it might be worth consideration nonetheless. There's not a dwarf that won't take up his axe for the Empire, but elves! A three-fingered man could number
Probably
their
3 yeses
volunteers
and
on
2
one
nos, I
hand.
figure.
Time.
Commander, even the most peace-loving elf won't deny that in these dark times of war, allowances have to be made which we would otherwise condemn. Conscription, though, goes too far. Let those that wish to fight for our cause do so, but let's not force men away from their families if they feel it is their duty to stand by them.
And you will
Commander,
obviously
it is
see
imperative
yes.
that we should win the war.
So we have 3 yeses, 2 nos. Our lands are almost entirely elven at the moment. But I kind of feel like, yes, we should conscript people. I mean, this is, you know, when we play Crusader Kings, when we play Europa, we have conscripts, and obviously our Company Heroes playthrough, we have tons of conscripts, so
Bravo,
let's say yes.
Commander. Nothing like fresh blood.
Okay.
Bravo.
Good. Fair's fair, Commander. Oberon and his kin deserve to make a bit of an extra effort.
Wonderful. I knew you'd be swayed by the arithmetic of detonation.
I
A
do
child
like
could
the
do
imps the
math,
most.
And a child would...
I think you're making a mistake, Commander.
You are too harsh a man, Commander. Think about the consequences of conscription. There will be cases of conscientious objection, desertion, thereby execute.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't want to be conscripted either, but... do we really have not much of a choice, but, oh, actually, yeah, let's go and talk to, Imp Guy, see if he has anything new to say.
Shall I tell you about the dreams I had, my lord, or had you rather we move right on?
Okay, no, that's it. Empire overview. Everybody seems to like me okay. I suspect next month, or next, turn, opinions will change. Luck boost. Okay. So let's see what we've got going on. We do have units in every territory now. Let's have 2 of you go there. You can stay there. This is a tavern. What do I do? Do we want to... Here, actually, you probably do the most gold, so let's play a card. Oh, no, we already played that card. Okay, good. Then let's buy units. Hunters. I do like hunters. Maybe an armor wouldn't hurt, and a warlock, shaman, and grenade. 2 hunters? Yeah. Do 2 hunters, I think. You 4 there. 4. Buy units. 1, 2. No. Can't make any more. Okay. I know we're kind of leaving a lot of our big units, these guys here, sort of on their own. So 2 and 1 and 2. So all of you will go there. That's 2 gold, 0 things. And we'll have to build some building there, I suppose. And then we'll go around that way, I think. You guys are definitely planning an attack. Henry unfit to be a general, but don't quote me on that. Lord Edmund confides. Conscription. Generation of children march to war. Emperor on a winning streak, yet loses keys to Raven. Even his magic is self-centered, complains army. Dwarves, imps, and undead like me more. Elves and lizards do like me a bit less. And general's actions, I've gotten a combat advantage for armors. And policies, dwarven discounts, ground units cost 20% less. Forges, battle forges cost 6 less recruits to produce. Okay. So let's go and take a look at what we can do with stuff. Again, I'd like to get... Need to have to progress further in the story. Okay, so let's go engineering bay, buy more units. Kind of feel like probably the units will be a better investment long-term, per se, than, get a Zeppelin, sure. Why not? Then let's go to the bar, see what everybody at the bar has to say.
Combat and carnage. Huzzah! You show... About whom, Commander? Excellent chap, that one. Likes his job.
Okay, so we've already talked
I
about
must
everybody
say,
there.
I don't envy Edmund, Commander. He's to bow and scrape afore an imp of all things. If 'twere any other general, I'd publicly protest. But that conceited tosser deserves to kiss dust once in a while.
Imps, Commander. Are they not truly the lowliest of all the races? Were it not for the hint of demon
So why
cunning
does
in
he
their
have
blood,
to
we most
report
probably
to
wouldn't
him?
speak to them as much as serve them for supper with a series of seasonal stuffings. As it is, however, the Lizard Lords have deemed it fit to strengthen the military cooperation between ourselves and those demoniacal dewdrops. I'd exhale an existential sigh upon the hearing of such folly.
It's quite,
yet give it no
quite an
further
alliteration
thought
there.
but for one devilish detail in the treaty. It is I, as our foremost general, who must, quite literally, stoop to inspect their armies. An impish high priest will be present, figures fit for farce that are greeted and received with ridiculous amounts of highly ritualized protocol. As Henry might say, Commander, I'd rather lick marmalade from an orc's behind than bow to an imp. My very reason for currying your draconic benevolence at this hour. Certainly I have your blessing to abstain from these grotesque formalities and tend to business rather than etiquette.
So, do I go no, follow etiquette, or do I say no, don't follow it, and piss off the imps? I don't really care if they have you jumping through hoops. If courtesy is demanded, you must deliver it, such are the rules of diplomacy, or imps do tend to overdo protocol, so I'll tell you what, I'll lend you my signet ring. The ceremony starts, hold up your hand, say to waste your time is to waste the dragon's time, they'll know enough.
Your wish, my command, et sorry cetera. But if there indeed be hoops, the snapping of little necks will be added to the ritual. I shall depart with haste, for dealing with imps is like dealing with...
Under my rule, you'd be given the Cross of Bravery for that last action, Commander.
I thought you hated
Well
men,
done.
and me.
If you would. She could...
Okay, so, he has to go and be friends with the imps. We, meanwhile, will be... Popularity with faction falls below 50%. Support in their countries will dwindle. This will affect your gold and research income from the county and the amount of units you can build during combat. Okay, so, this looks like where the battle's gonna be. So let's... build a building. We have an academy. Right, we have an academy somewhere. One academy, one tavern, a bunch of war factories. Let's build Parliament strategy card, Wizard Tower, Dragon Skill. Let's build a parliament there. And then here we have transports and troopers. So let's... we not... better defenders against invading armies. 60%. I don't really want to go for that, to be honest with you. You know what? Let's hold off. They might come to us. What? No, I said come back. God damn it. I'm attacking with, like, no army. Wish there was a way to just cancel said attack. Well, it's definitely got to be me, because otherwise we have no chance of winning anything. Sure, I'll grant more hit points for my armors. I don't know if I need those or not. Damn it. There's got to be some way of backing out of a fight. You know, like, oh, I didn't mean to send you there, kind of go back. Cancel that order. I really should have just committed everything to that point there. But we'll see how it goes. It's probably going to end quite poorly, I would suspect. Given the fact that we have one unit. I am stupid. Why would I do this? Why I do this? Why I not pay attention? That being said, though, that's a timer, so we will have to pick up this fight, I suppose, next time. So, I'm ManicMink. This is Divinity Dragon Commander, and we'll see you next time. Take care.